Joshua 22:5 says, "Only be very careful to observe the commandment and the law which Moses served the Lord. Only be very careful and observe the commandment and the law which Moses, the servant of God, commanded you, to love the Lord your God and walk in his ways and keep his commandments and hold fast to him and serve him with all your heart and with all your soul." Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 90-day reading plan, today's reading is Joshua chapter 20, verse 1 through 22:9, and I encourage you to read that passage. Now, Reuben, Gad, and half of Manasseh resided on the eastern shore of the Jordan River. Essentially, they had taken the land which was not part of the rest of Israel. Ultimately, of course, as part of the Abrahamic covenant, they were inside the land which was promised to Abraham, but in this phase of Israel's existence, they were outside the land, and Joshua felt that they needed an encouraging word. Interestingly, observation can be made about when we send our children off to college or they move out of our home. A significant number of those stop going to church and stop having a strong personal relationship with God after they have left their household. There are a number of reasons for this, but Joshua gave the best solution to any of the reasons. In summary, he said, keep your focus and your relationship on God. Remember what you have been taught and then act on it. Now, when our children move away, it's very easy for them and for us as well to recognize this time period as a time when changes can be made. It's easy for parents who are now in a retirement type of situation to be able to go off and do their own thing on weekends. They don't feel compelled to go to church because their children are no longer there. The children feel free not to go to church because their parents are not there. Joshua gave a great warning. Even in the midst of change, you must keep your relationship with God. Even though you're away from everything you've ever had, you cannot leave God on the side of the road. Our relationship with God through Christ cannot be cast aside just because of life's changes. As a matter of fact, it is during those changes that we must become closer to God and become more active in our relationship. Otherwise, we'll tend to slip and have more possibility of growing in the way that God would not have us to grow.